You are listening to Spread Negativity.
Yes, big up yourself. I was like,
These breasts had probably seen Dolly Parton live. When you really feel like you're about to blow her back out, don't. Yeah, come out this way, innit, yeah? You three, bring all of your guys, come out this way. Let's have a conversation.
Can you put on the antlers, please?
You want me to put antlers? Where are they?
It's Christmas.
All right.
I was trying to get out of them this week. It's the third week on the row we've gone out.
There we go. All right.
Me putting these on was worth you putting that one.
Yeah, these little tiny ones, innit? Yeah.
Everything looks so small with you around.
Yeah.
They look fucking massive on Jack Rhodes' head the other week. They look tiny as fuck.
Everything looks so like the chair you sat on.
Because I'm so big, innit? Yeah. I'll take that as a compliment. Yeah, let's do
Pull your
it.
dick out, this whole room get dark.
Exactly that. There you go. Vibes. Who told you? Someone's been spreading my secrets.
The word on the street. Thank you so much for coming down, mate.
No, thank you for having me, man. I appreciate you.
6-hour drive today to make this worth it for you.
Yeah, but it was on the way down anyway.
Yeah, that's it. He said that as if you did that just for you.
Yeah,
He was like,
come up and
it was
go
en
back,
route.
yeah.
It was en route.
He did just for us.
All right, we can say it like that if you want. If it makes, if it makes you feel better about yourself. Yeah. Because like, if it weren't for you, I was just gonna stay in Edinburgh forever. Yeah, that's all it was. That's all it was. So yeah, thank you.
Monkey barrel and that.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Stay in one of them little caverns they got down under the ground. I'd have been absolutely fine the rest of my life. But no, you lot said come and join the podcast. I said, you know, all right, I might as well go home then, innit?
Yeah.
It was the headset that sold it. Wasn't it?
These ones, yeah.
The headset.
I don't know what else to call it.
You gave me the littlest of ones. You two got the biggest ones.
the big
right?
ones.
Well, let's see how this looks, yeah? And really and truly, this suits me colour-wise as well.
Yeah,
so, if I would have done that, let's see how these look on you. Go on.
Here we go.
It's very Freudian that I want the big ones, the big black ones, isn't it?
I can't even see me. I've zoomed in too much on the...
If that's what that looks like on me...
But Aaron's got a massive head though, so perspective-wise, it's not too much. Yeah,
but so
difference.
do I, that's the thing.
Yeah, but the rest of you's in proportion.
Okay, fair enough, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Out a little bit more on there.
If you want these
can
back,
see me.
no, this actually suits your top as well. No, honestly, yeah.
Well,
I don't want to take this away
it.
from you. If you want that, take it. This one's all right by me.
You just realised how sick you look. You've got it the wrong way around now.
Oh, the wrong way around.
Terrible.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I see it now.
Yeah. Fucking talk about Aurie Styla, mate. Thank you for coming on, mate. We were talking about you on the pod recently because we only met not too long ago, wasn't it?
Yeah,
September. Yeah, Nottingham.
Yeah.
But your vibes were just ridiculous.
Thank you.
I remember I was sat with Darius Davies in the green room. We talked about this already, and we were just having like mundane green room chat. Oh, where are you tomorrow? That sort of fucking boring stuff. And you had obviously doubled with Leicester. Is that right?
Yeah. I think I came from Leicester.
So you arrived like 5 minutes before your stage time. I mean, Darius was just sat chatting like very monotone. You know what he's like and stuff. Just like very, very cockney. Yeah, sound. And then you walked in. He was like, "Yes, big up yourself." I was like, "Oh my god, this guy's arrived."
Is that how I sound? Yeah, big up yourself, man. Yeah. Is that how I sound now? I got to change the lingo, boy. Nah, I didn't realise it was that kind of. I just came in.
You had like a bottle of water. You were like carrying it like this and everything.
Yeah. Do you know, I was in the zone to get into performing again, innit?
Yeah.
So like you go from one show and you go to another and you try to keep all that energy up. And I think I just ran into the room knowing I got to be on in like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Keep that energy up. So I've gone in the room. Yo, what's going on? Big up, yo, Darius. Good to see you, bro. Nice to meet you, Aaron. Yeah. Throwing everything down and go, all right, let's go. Let's get this show on the road, kind of
As
thing.
soon as you walked in, Darius went, "Oh, Aurie, he's been talking mad shit about you before," and you like nearly got me in an headlock. You were like, "Yeah, what are you saying? What are you saying?" I was like, "It's nice to meet you, bro. It's nice to meet you."
I wish I had
something
that
else.
energy.
I'm different. I really am. I need to calm down. I'm so sorry.
No, I love it, man. I went away from it and I was like, I want more friends like that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm convinced that everyone on the planet who's racist is just not hung out with a black dude before. Like it's all vibes. It's so fun. Like you were like, big up yourself. You said it about 16 times, and I was like, big up myself. You know, I was like,
It's good for the self-esteem, man.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
There'd been knobheads as well that night at the gig, and you were speaking to all the people that were being knobheads.
Yeah.
And you were like boosting them up and stuff, and like even though you knew they were dicks.
Which one were they?
There was just one guy that was sat at the front. He just kept heckling and shouting out and stuff. And I actually said to him at the end of my set, I was like, "Listen, I've met the headliner before. He's sound, and you're not going to be a dickhead. you're not going to be a dickhead. And like sort of like big brothered him a little bit, and all the crowd like cheered. So like, just please shut up finally. And he went on stage and was like, what are you saying, mate? You all good? And everyone was like, because he'd heard like nothing but his
I didn't know in it because I didn't see him.
Yeah.
I did Tonic not too long ago. Same show, same venue rather. There was these 3 guys that were in the audience, and one of them was being a real arsehole.
Yeah.
Right? Started talking to each other. You know when I start seeing the audience members kind of turn around, listening to people behind them, right? Getting distracted. That's when I'm now a bit irritated. If you talk a little bit and it doesn't distract everybody else, fine. But that's what they're all doing. So I see that happen, and I addressed the guy. And I said something about it being cold outside, and then I got distracted by him. And then he said to me, when I said, "You're right, mate." He goes, "Yeah, but you're just making me cold." That's all he said. Just some dumb heckle because I said the word cold. And I looked at everyone and I said, everyone was like, ooh. And I said, no, just let that one die for a second. And it went quiet. And I said, all right, see, it's not that easy, is it? But if you want, I got 5 minutes left. How about you come up and you tell the jokes you have? Mate. And give yourself a round of applause. And I got everyone to try to clap. He wasn't getting up at all, as you can imagine. He didn't want to look like an idiot. So everyone's clapping and he doesn't get up. And I look at him and say, so you're not going to get up? Exactly. It's not as easy as it like you think it is, isn't it? So shut the fuck up. Go suck your mum. Let me carry on doing what I'm doing, right? I said that to him. I know I shouldn't have. There's a part of me like, don't go too hard on the audience like that, because if you go too hard, it gets awkward for everybody. Yeah. But I think I was irritated. I had a conversation with the missus beforehand. It was a bit of a tense one and so on. Nothing too major, but everything just piles on. Yeah. And then I was a last act. I can't remember who was hosting, but he went back on stage and he was like, all right, because it's a double show where this is the early one, the late one's coming in. He's told everyone who's coming from this side, now you got to leave going out that way because the next group of people are coming in.
Towards you then?
Yeah. But you know where exactly where the green room is, that little alleyway where the fire exit is there. I'm there. He's gone, all right, everyone's got to come out this way. Because I'm still riled up, I've stood by that door and I said, come out this way, innit, yeah? You three, bring all of your guys, come out this way. Let's have a conversation. I'm asking for a fight.
It's not as threatening with that on.
It's not intimidating with this on. But the thing is, I'm
more intimidating because he's those
actually, you're right.
No. Might work. Hey, come outside, man. Oh, come on, all 3 of you.
We're all 3 of them.
But this is the thing. Like, you'd think that, we know this. I can't take on 3 people, but I'm on stage and the whole bravado is kind of kicked in, and the anger, and I'm frustrated because you were annoying everybody in the show as well as disrupting me. So I've done this because of how loud I was. These 3 guys hood up and stayed where they was, didn't want to come outside. Yeah. But there's 3 of them. Like mathematics, like depicts that if you're counting, there's like even though I could take maybe 1.5 of you, there's still another 1.5 to take me out, right? Yeah. They didn't do that, but because of just that energy and that, they were like, oh, and so on. They didn't want to kind of speak to me.
Yeah, but they were going to get to you and the voices inside your head. They were
pretty much. Pretty much, yeah. I was not happy that day. I was not happy, yeah. When you got that little edge on you, I turned from me to Jack Reacher. I'd have taken out everybody. Everybody.
Imagine how different the night would have been, though, if he was like an old jobbing comedian that you just didn't recognise and he got up and just fucking flamed the gig.
Do you know what? I thought about that. I did think about that because, and also, even if he wasn't a jobbing comedian, but let's say this guy was half decent.
Yeah.
The threshold for him, the expectation for him to be funny is lower than us because they don't think he's a comedian. So if he came on and did half a joke that people went ha 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 with, they would already be on side with him. And that would be my set down the pan just because of how good this guy was. I'm glad I called his bluff and he didn't respond.
I'm too much of a pussy, me. I just I don't have that like confidence in myself to be shouting at people.
You're saying that it's not obvious. Come on, man.
Come on. Look at me. You're all vibes. I'm a fucking vibe vacuum. I look like a geography teacher and you're mixed together. I just can't do it.
I reckon you can. I think stage gives everybody a little bit of confidence. When you go on there and once you've got the audience on side, there's a part of that which G's you up thinking that you could take on anyone, even for that moment. It's only when that guy then stands up and goes, all right, and he gets up like he's reminding you, you might feel good on that stage, but if I step on there with you, it's just you and me. At least for the few seconds until like security guards come and get me off this step. But all it takes, look at Will Smith and Chris Rock. It just took a few one slap. Do you understand? Look at Bemi and that guy that came on stage.
Have you seen this video? What? Oh my god, I don't know this guy, but I want to meet him, man.
Who, Bemi? He's shout out to Bemi Oladipo, right? He's great comic, right? He's probably about 5-6 years in, maybe around that kind of time.
That's the same as me then.
So
Yeah.
where did this happen as well? Where did it happen?
Top Secret.
Okay.
So he's on stage.
London, yeah. That's
Yeah,
London,
yeah. He's on stage, and there's a guy in the audience with his girlfriend, and I think that you don't see what happens beforehand, but you could tell by what Bemi starts saying is that this guy's talking, he's disrupting the show, and so on and so forth.
Sorry to interrupt you, but by the way, he's being so sound. He's like, guys, you're chatting. Like, just
he's not being aggressive. Like, he's not like being rude and so on. He's just like, hey, guy, can you not just calm it down, man? We're doing a show, and he's doing all of that. This guy stands up, right? And
the biggest guy you've ever seen in your life.
He looks like imagine, I don't know, like a Jason Statham kind of physique, like stocky, not like rock stocky, but still stocky.
Still Fast and Furious.
Yeah, looking like he could fight, but with ODB's face on the body, right? That's what he looked like. I'm no joke, he did. And
someone commented, have you ever seen 8 Mile?
Yeah.
You look like Lotto. Someone commented,
yeah. So he gets up and he goes to Bemi and he says to him, if my girl wasn't here, it would be a problem. And Bemi's like, what do you mean a problem? And he goes, it would be a problem. What do you mean? I mean a problem. What does that mean? That's what Bemi's saying. Yeah. Bemi didn't
How many
flinch.
times have you watched this video, by the way?
Oh, several. Several times.
That's exactly how it played out on the video.
Yeah.
I had to, do you know what? You watch it and you start studying it thinking, what would you have done in that situation, right? Bemi he's not a naturally big guy and he addresses that on stage. But what he did do is he didn't back down, he didn't move out the way. Like the guy came to his face and said it'd be a problem. And Bemi just kept looking up and down going, what?
It's so funny, man.
What do you mean by a problem? What's the problem? Like that. Didn't move. The guy must have been asked to get out because of security, because he then keeps talking about him afterwards. When it moves to the next bit where everyone's clapping at Bemi, kind of G him up, he goes, F all of you lot, man. Because when he got up, none of you came to save me. Yeah? But he handled it so well. His response afterwards was he was addressing how like he was a bit shaken up and so on. But he stood there and it looked good. Then he did this thing where he says, I'm not even big, I'm going gym from tomorrow. He gets the mic stand. He starts doing that on the mic stand. And that was like the best way to get everybody back on side.
At one point, he turns to like to a black dude in the crowd. He was like, even you're my brother, you didn't even do anything. He's like, you were like, Black Lives Matter, but mostly mine. Yeah. It's so good. I'll put a screenshot of his profile into the episode and like go and search the video. It's so funny.
It's honestly, it's really good.
I would have crumbled. You know that confidence you said? He's looking him up and down. I'd have just been like,
yeah.
So,
it's mad how long he's on the stage for, though. Yeah. It's so insane.
Security should have grabbed him straight as soon as he got up and walked to the stage. Top secret security should have had him removed straight away, because if that guy wasn't talking about it being a problem and wanted to just lash out straight away, he had more than enough time. Easily, you could have had more than enough time to snuff him once, hit him a few times. Maybe if you got him to the floor, kick him. That he had more than enough time to do that. Security should have seen from this guy got up and started walking to the stage. They should have gone straight. Nah, come on, we're not doing this. Do you see what I mean?
Maybe they saw the camera on. They thought, oh, Backy might have a clip in this. Oh, Back, there's a clip. There's a clip.
Sitting there going, oh, our numbers are gonna get high today.
Just 2 seconds.
We saw what the Creek did with Carl Porter. Let's figure this out.
Let's see if we can get our algorithm popping with this one. It did numbers. The clip did numbers, but it didn't. Like, even still, whether it does numbers or not, the fact that you got up, I mean, you should protect your acts that you've booked.
100%,
I saw it once with the Frog and Bucket. Adam Rowe was on stage and he was emceeing Beat the Frog, and this guy had just been an idiot all night. And the guy got up and started running towards the stage, not to fight Adam, but just like to give him a hug or something. The guy was like mental. But obviously at this point, you don't know he's trying to give him a hug. And Adam stood there and he just turns. So obviously, you know where the Frog's built. So the guy's like at the steps of the Frog. Adam's facing him like he's here, right? So and then the door's where you are. And Adam just turns, what are you doing? He's there. Like, he's like screaming at the security. The security just don't do anything. You're like, oh, why are you here?
That's crazy.
This was years ago now, so I don't know if it's the same people.
You would have thought that after seeing what we've seen when it comes to people being attacked on stage, I know it's not in this country that we've seen it on TV, but we've seen it like online. You would have thought that security might go, you know what, let's just be a bit more vigilant, because that could easily happen. I've been to comedy shows where, like, particularly the ones that I came up doing, the crowd were ruthless. There was no, it wasn't in comedy clubs, it was promoters putting on their individual shows at little venues and bars on like a Sunday. And the crowd were like hood, because it was a bunch of loads of women will come down. So when loads of women come down, you got all the guys that want to come down. They're not there for the comedy, but they're there because the women are there. A lot of these guys that have a little bit of money, drive a nice car, they're getting it either by doing fraud or they're selling drugs. Like, some of them are working, but there is a definite percentage of the crowd which are thugs, right? We don't mind that. We're performing in front of you, that's all cool. But then when a thug gets up and wants to like fight you on stage, I've seen it. where one of the comedians, I will never say his name, but it's always his story to tell. He was talking, he talks about this guy in the front row. He makes a joke about him being like a dealer or like whatever it is. The guy gets up and he walks through where like the curtain bit is and then goes round the back, up the stage, and then knocks this guy in his face, goes back down and then sits back in his seat.
That made me laugh still. Tell me a joke, dickhead. Yeah.
Come on, man, you're on the clock, man.
I paid 18 quid for this.
I showed you what I'm good at. You fucking showed me, lad.
But I've seen that. So there's one, like, you have to be like, as a comedian, you have to be ready for, if you're going to say stuff which is going to annoy and upset people, you got to be able to stand on your own square.
I do think there's an element as well now where people are pushing, like comics are pushing it further than they ever would.
Yeah.
They're not trying to keep the vibes up and the energy up because they know if this guy kicks off, it's 1 million views.
Yeah, because that's not okay at all.
I hate that.
That's not okay at all what happened to him. But at the same time, I bet you Jim Jeffries is fucking buzzing that he got punched at the Comedy Store.
That was genuinely pretty much his big break.
Because he already had like specials and stuff out, didn't he? He'd already had the backlog of content. That was what got him attention. And then he blew up, moved to the States. Fucking.
I think
how hard did that guy hit him that he moved across the world? He came from Australia to the UK and was like, right, I've been hitting both countries now. I need to move to somebody else.
Been knocked into the New York City. That's crazy. But you're right. I didn't think of it as a way that people are getting the views from this or trying to, like, you get edgelords that just want to be able to piss off the crowd. But I didn't think about people doing it so they can get punched in the face and go, that's now views. I never thought of it that way.
I don't know if there's that many that are like willing to get punched in the face, but you do see a lot of it where like someone's heckled. There's someone's heckled and like they've slammed him and stuff, but it's not enough for a clip, so they've gone back to the guy even though it's done now. He's got the applause, you can now move on.
This clip
but now it's only 15 seconds. We've got the heckle, we've got the response, now we've got the fight. We need the fight because
I think that's so shit. I think if you do that because you're just doing it for the views and you want the fight.
Easy to say when you're getting booked, though, like, do you know what I mean? I'm just waiting for someone to clap me in the face.
Hey, Glee Club, did you you see
Turns out it's Fight Club now. With Brad Pitt.
All right. Yeah.
How many episodes is that now?
Right, we've got a thing where we're trying to mention Brad Pitt as many times in a row in each episode as we can. Where it's organic,
it's
though. We can't bring him up randomly.
That was good then. You did that well with the Fight Club.
Yeah.
Well, it's always him.
It's to the point where he went over Liam's head last week.
Yeah, I was sat there editing it. I went, I just had to text him like, that went over me head.
When you saw it afterwards. I love that.
We're on like 7 in a row. It's just getting sandwiched in.
I love that. I like he snuck up with him in the edit. He had all that time to think about what was said. It didn't hit him until he went back and looked at the material and
I'll WhatsApp him in a bit.
Good on you, son. Yeah, no, I think you're right in that sense. If people are getting booked and so on, I get it. They're comfortable. Those who are not getting booked, I think if you're still aiming to try and get booked by desperation views, like you're trying to get like the likes in that sense, for me, you're not doing what the main job is comedy. Do you understand? I always say this. You could say anything you want to say on stage. Anything. But two things that have to happen. One, you can't complain about how other people react to it. Like, be free to make any joke you want, but you can't tell people how they should feel about that joke. And two, as long as it's rooted in the core of it being initially and ultimately funny, because we're comedians, that's what we're supposed to do, then go at it.
Not just to get a reaction.
Not just to get a reaction. Like I've seen some comics, and we all have, that go on stage, they go, what I'm going to do is make some of the harshest material that I can, but it's not rooted in being funny. I just want to be able to offend because they might have like a political agenda or they might have a political stance where they just want to be loud and
get away with stuff.
Yeah, man. There are some that are like crazily like dark with their material, but they're funny. I think there's one I'm thinking in particular. How can his name just skip my mind? He's dark materials, but not big name.
Jimmy Carr did his dark materials, didn't he?
He did, but there was who did?
Matt Rife.
No. I said funny. No, I'm joking. No, I like Matt, but everyone else keeps talking about how he wasn't funny because they were offended by the stuff that he said.
I think he's if we want to go down that route, I thought his OnlyFans special was quality, and I just think that the only reason this one is bad is
Netflix?
because but the only reason this one's bad is because it's his fourth hour in a year. his OnlyFans special, which was
yeah,
all
he's
of his
turning up.
stuff.
Yeah.
He's so good, man. He's got a guy in the crowd who's like clearly rich, but he's not really got much going on. And he's with this absolutely unreal girl. Do you know what I mean? He's like, he just says to me, he's like, "Oh, who needs 8 inches when you've got 8 acres?"
Yeah.
He's so fast. He's so fast. And then
Matt's
there's
not
like
bad.
he's so sharp as well. Like
Yeah.
I remember seeing a crowd work clip, and he's you might have seen it. There was because it went so. It's one of his biggest ones. Yeah. And there's a guy in the crowd, and it's this black dude, and he's sat with like his side chick.
Yeah.
And they're sort of having like a bit of a back and forth and stuff. And she didn't realise she was the side chick because he's been on the rocks with his like missus and like in the there's like there's loads of beef and stuff. And the guy's like panicking and stuff. And he's like going, no. He's like, and Matt's like, you don't want to talk about Black history? It's so fast. It's so fast. And he's so good.
He's great
but
at
he's
that
just
stuff.
4 hours in a year is outrageous.
I think that's one reason, but also two, Netflix. When you do your special and it goes on Netflix and they try to let you be as you can be, but they still have to pull back on some things, yeah? When that happens, your context, a build up to a joke requires certain context, and developing that with the audience. As we all know, you've got to fill them with the context enough for them to either get an idea of who you are or for them to get an idea of what that joke's going to be. And I think some of the stuff that you're going to see him do on like a Netflix, one, the context is removed because they'll edit some bits out because they have to keep it to time or keep out some of the bits they might think that little ad-lib was a bit too far, but that might be necessary to round the joke up. And two, Netflix is full of an audience of people that aren't necessarily your fans. It's just you're a comedian that
you can argue that with YouTube though as well.
To some
that's where
degree.
He started out, and that's filled with everyone, isn't it?
Yeah,
but you've paid for Netflix and you've not paid for YouTube as well. So there's a different way that you approach each of them things. You'll take a chance on YouTube. Netflix, it's like I just feel like I don't take much of a chance on things.
And what they do, remember, YouTube has everyone's special on there. Any of us could put our material on there. With Netflix, people that pay for their Netflix, they feel entitled to have a say as to what Netflix should and should not say yes to.
And the quality of it too,
exactly.
to your taste.
There you go. So when that happens and you get someone who gets given the opportunity to go on Netflix, you'll get someone who goes, "Oh, that wasn't funny, but I like this guy and this guy's not on Netflix. Why are you not doing this? And I'm paying for a service." And it's an entitlement that people have. So I can understand why his previous stuff, all of his clips, his content, great. On Netflix, how it was received was by people that were not necessarily his fans.
Yeah.
Schultz had the same dilemma where he pulled back from Netflix and he put his thing on his special, Infamous, on YouTube. And he made so much more from doing it that way because Netflix was saying we want to pull back on this.
First, and then after about 6 months,
he just gave it out to free. It was like 6 weeks. It wasn't even that long.
No,
it was literally he had it out for like about 4 weeks or so, and then he said,
"I'd paid a tenner. I should have waited."
Was that the one though where he built this like narrative? It was like dead crafty marketing where he built that narrative of like, I decided not to go with Netflix.
Yeah.
So people were more
he
intrigued,
never mentioned
and then
the streaming platform.
Platform, and then he put it out paid, and then that meant people felt like it was, I've got to get this,
which is smart.
Like,
Whether or not any of it's actually true, though,
I think it genuinely is true. I really do. I think it was because he had so much steam with Netflix when he kept doing the stuff where turn the camera sideways stuff.
Yeah.
Then it went on Netflix. It was like Schultz
Saves
America. Yeah, do you remember that?
I saw that.
So he did Schultz Saves America, and that did really well. And he was able to be free enough to be able to deliver the content on that, and that was on Netflix. So I think for them, they're gonna want, especially with the build-up of the podcast and all of his clips and stuff that were going out, they're going to want that all to come in. I don't think Netflix would have gone, all right, after Schultz Saves America, we don't want what you got next. Yeah. Especially when he went and filmed it.
It wasn't that. It was they were trying to cut jokes. That's what he said.
No, that's what I'm saying. So
but were they?
But
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but he was saying just now that like it was a whole marketing ploy as to if it was actually Netflix that wanted the special. I really do think it was. Yeah. And the cutting jokes thing, you could probably see them doing that to try and appease everybody, and him going as a purist, no, because I'm building a narrative and a story in this special. Yeah. You cut it, it's only going to make things look worse, and it's not going to be authentically me. So when you put it out, that you could buy it for like a tenner or something, and then you got to watch it for free afterwards. Best thing you can do. Yeah. One, you own your own IP, and two, you don't have to compromise the quality of the content you put out if you believe in what you put out.
Yeah, I think potentially more eyes on it.
Yeah, man, that's why. Netflix is dope. I'm not saying don't ever go there. I've never been offered that, and I guarantee if they offered me one, I'd be like, yeah.
This is the issue with Matt Rife, because like I saw a lot of people saying like he's just accepted what was put on the table for him. Like it's four hours of stand up in a year is so much, but I'd do a Netflix special tomorrow if they asked me, because they may never ask again.
Yeah,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be ready. I wouldn't be ready at all, but I would if they were like, "Oh, we've got this audience in this theatre, come and give us an hour of your best stuff." I'd be like, "Fuck, I better write 20 more minutes." But like, I would you just do it because I'm like, "Fuck, this is an insane opportunity."
It's
Netflix,
industry in it, yeah.
Paid money, the fact that you beat the optics of you even being on there, yeah. But would you feel that you're compromising your comedy if you did it?
No, because I don't feel like I'm offensive enough that they'd want to cut anything out.
No,
I don't.
No, but you're rushing to get out.
Not just compromising what you say, but
like
rushing.
ultimately, money talks, doesn't it? And they paid him an obscene amount to do it, and they're like. I think everyone. I just hate when comics talk shit about him. Like you'd kill to be in his position.
Oh, definitely,
man.
definitely.
And if you had his work rate and you had his, like, do you know what I mean? Like you would maybe put out some things that are a little bit shit. Because people put out one special every 5 years and it's still half shit. Do you know what I mean? He's put out 4 in a year and they're going, well, that's not that very good. Come on, man.
People said that about Kevin Hart, and I think Kevin Hart is amazing. Not just because of his comedy, because he's got some really, really good ones. Then you've got ones where you're like, it's not as good as the previous. But that's going to happen when you're Kevin Hart, who does specials, tours like every other year, is in every other film, is trying to produce everybody else's comedy special as well. Also has like a food brand and a fitness brand. Like, it's going to be hard to be able to keep... Radio show, podcasts. He produces people's podcasts as well. Obviously, he's got a team of people doing it. But once you've got all of that going on, and you are like not just the comedian, but you're the entrepreneur, it's going to be hard to keep every special at the level of a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
But to keep that consistency is the thing that people should respect. And some of the stuff that he did after, people would look and go, it wasn't as funny as the last. I'm sorry, but how? My man just finished filming Jumanji 2 and then has to fly to like Sydney, Australia to perform.
We had Thomas Green on about a week after he introduced Kevin Hart to the stage to do a preview of Up the Creek.
Oh, yeah.
And he was talking about that, and he was filming in Ireland. He landed in London at like 7 p.m. He was on stage at 9. He did 2 hours of fucking just fire, got off stage, went to bed, and then flew back to Ireland.
Yeah, he's a workhorse. And
like, it's ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying. So when you've got comedians that talk about other comics in that sense, you need to understand that there is a space that these comics are at where, like, I've seen it with my peers, that some of them are so busy that trying to write new material or even club, as much as I love the idea of getting up and just, if I'm in a city, calling a club and saying, yo, can I get 5 or 10 minutes? If they're familiar with me, they'll give it to me. If they're not, they might give me a chance or look me up or get a vouch and they go, yeah, come through. And that's anywhere like I go in the world. Yeah. But that takes time to get to that point. I know that if I'm busy, like I'm trying to work on filming something and I just don't want to do that, that's completely understood. So you just got to give people like that grace and leeway, because look at all the other great things that these people are doing.
Plus it's harder for them to, like, pack test things. Like if they're so well known that it's hard for them to bomb, even if the stuff's not to the level that they want it to be. So where's your quality assurance, your QA testing? It's like different in it. It's definitely impacted by your...
And that's the great thing with like what Kevin's doing, obviously going up in like random clubs. There'll be a lot of people in there that have watched his last 4 specials and gone, oh, he's been shit for 10 years.
Exactly.
And they hate him. And now he's starting at -5 with some of those people.
But then he's still a great writer and a great comic, and he knows how to read that. I mean, you don't lose it. You may not have your best specials, but you never lose the ability to make a really good one. Yeah. So he's gone back and he's grafting again. And that's going to happen. Like Matt will probably learn that now. Maybe not churn out 4 specials in 1 year if you are worried more so about the quality control of how like writing for 1 hours is. But if you don't mind that and you're just there for the money, mate, get at it, because...
It's tough with Matt, because I think he's getting a lot more stick because obviously what he looks like, but I do think he's also really corny as well.
Have you seen what he looked like before?
Yeah, I saw him on Zendaya or something on Wild and Out. He had like gaps in his teeth and he's just a skinny little like twink, Let
me show you. Hold on.
He's still fitter than me, like, but
yeah, that surprised me. He's definitely had work done. He's had like his chin all re-chiseled and cheekbones and stuff. But I was so surprised. I remember seeing him a while now, but not really taking him in that sense. But there's only when he did the before and after, I was like, oh my God, is that the difference that was made? Yeah. But even there, he looks manufactured.
Yeah,
he looks crazy manufactured. But hold on, Matt Rife, young.
He looks young as well.
He does.
28.
Look at that.
29.
He's 28 years old.
Oh my God.
See what I mean?
That's ridiculous.
Your pussy just dry up.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at it.
Crazy that.
Yeah.
He's so skinny.
Yeah.
But that's the thing as well, though. He's been going since he was a kid. So he's got like the miles and people
That's the
underestimate.
thing.
That's it.
He's like 28 now, and he's put out 4 hours already.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, man. I think it's tough because I do find it really corny that he built an audience of women and then slagged them off to their face. I think that's a bit insane. But
that's like over. Like, I don't know the bit. I don't know what's happened. But that's just like your take on it too, innit? Is that what happened? Is that like
genuinely? His opening joke is about domestic violence. Oh, and it's like, have you seen the special?
Have
you seen any of it?
I've not seen.
No, I've seen clips.
He comes out and he goes. He said, "Oh, I was in. We were getting food on the just in a restaurant just up the road and stuff. And the front of house woman, she had like a black eye. And my boy said to me, he was like, fucking, it's a bit mad that she's got a black eye and she's front of house. Why not put her in the kitchen? Oh, well, if she was any good in the kitchen, she wouldn't have a black eye. Do you know what I mean? And he's got an audience of 17,000 women, however many were in the room. And it's like, it's just, and he actually tweeted saying this special's for the boys, like the day before it went out.
He's trying to be Drake.
It just feels a little bit
for all the dogs or something. So I watched the OnlyFans special was dope. The clips that he puts out, I love it when he does crowd work. I've seen clips of this special, but I've not seen like it from top to bottom.
The last bit, he's like talking like about this like fat bitch who's a bitch who was offended by what he said because she's so fat. Yeah. So it's all about how fat this woman is and stuff. And then he does like this really profound take about how just because you're offended by something, it doesn't mean you're right, that sort of thing. Yeah. And then right at the end of his last line, he just goes, but what do I know? I'm just a crowd work guy, right? And just drops the microphone and walks. And it's like, I threw up in my mouth, bro. Like, it's horrible, isn't it?
He tried.
But I'm doing a podcast in my mum's spare room, so what do I know? You know what I mean?
Mate, he tried to do the profound, like, I'm deeper than that guy.
Yeah,
there's more to me. But you lot don't know it, so.
Fuck off.
Yeah, hanging.
God, that is
so
cringy.
Horrible. So horrible.
You can see what it was going for, but...
This is a proper left turn, and it's just because we were talking about like marketing and stuff. Yeah. It popped into my head before, and I had a fucking asthma attack. Like it's sharp intake of breath because I just wanted to see if you knew about this. Yeah. The best marketing I've seen in my entire life happened recently. Snoop Dogg announced on Instagram.
Mate, that was dope. Did you see that? Yeah. That was amazing. I
don't know about the marketing thing though. I only saw the announcement.
I thought he was going through illness. Same. I thought something was wrong. Like,
so just give context first.
All right, so context. All right, basically Snoop Dogg went on his social media and announced that he's giving up smoke.
Yeah. And then the next, so that was like an announcement, a proper still image of him, like produced. But then the next photo was just like a basic selfie, and it said like, "Please respect my family's privacy."
Yeah.
So
amazing.
And Snoop Dogg's like a very
King
well
smoke.
known as. I mean, doesn't he pay like his blunt roller? Like,
yes,
he's got a blunt
big
roller
money
on staff who makes more money.
To be fair, my mum's got one of them. It's not a big deal. Who doesn't have one of them? If you're in Stockport, everyone's got one.
I'm sure he's
my
got
hand
stocks
hurts
in
from
like,
that high five. You know, that's how much of a fucking gimp I am.
I don't know if he's got stocks in I think it's in sheets, in roll up sheets and stuff. I think either he's got his own brand or he's got stocks in them with Wiz Khalifa's one, something like that, right? But this man is invested in smoke, so you can imagine. When he said that, I thought he was ill. I thought it was like, we have to stop because, you smoke for a long, long time. It could cancer or whatever it could be. I don't know.
His head, like his mental health. Like, what if that? Like,
And then the next day he comes out, or 2 days after he comes out.
It was like not just one day. It was like 2 or 3. So he let it settle. It settle.
I heard a few podcasts when they were like talking about it, saying like, we want to, like, especially hip hop podcasts, he stopped smoking, but we don't want to get into it because it's like the family said, respect the privacy. So, like, you know what? We're going to respect his privacy. We ain't going to talk about it. And they leave it because everyone thought it was serious. Then he comes out with, he stopped smoke because now he's using a grill, electric, smokeless barbecue. Yeah. And that was it. And then he's sitting
sat by
there.
the fire pit, like, talking about all the benefits of being smoke free.
Yeah.
And it turns out to just be an advert for that fire pit. Fucking
that is a brilliant, brilliant.
Imagine being such a fucking pothead though when it breaks the internet. Yeah. So you got Kim Kardashian's ass and Snoop Dogg's giving up weed. They're the two things
that's the one
in my lifetime that have like changed everything. What a world we live in. It's so sad,
news,
isn't
it?
Mate. Yeah.
It was on the news.
It was crazy. Well done for him, man. That company, love him. They like he put his reputation on the line.
His identity,
his whole identity to sell barbecues. That is crazy. That was amazing.
Yeah, my head fell off.
Like. That's ridiculous. Yeah, I couldn't imagine you're saying it's on the news and stuff like the 6 o'clock news. Yeah. It's like, don't worry, like all these COVID deaths that are still happening and that. Don't worry about that. Let's get the real shit.
Yeah. What would be selling your identity? Because we said Snoop Dogg would be smoke.
Okay.
If there was like selling your identity, for like whatever the brand is, what would be the thing that people would be like, oh my God?
First.
I'm sure you got one. There's something there that if you told everybody, I'm now not doing anymore, and everyone would be like what they did with Snoop Dogg. Oh my God, that's
Imagine your
unbelievable.
Instagram. Sorry guys, please respect my family's privacy at the time. We're giving up Love Actually for Christmas. Like that's all you've got.
Tell me, is that your identity? Love Actually.
My identity would probably be cable knit jumpers and virginity. That's my vibe.
Seriously,
those two are mutually exclusive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay, that would be the vibe.
Yeah.
And people would be shocked if you said no more cable knit jumpers.
Or I'm sorry, I'm going to become a playboy from now on. It's
Okay.
just not going to work for me. I don't really have much of an identity.
Okay.
That's my issue.
All right.
I need one.
Well, I think if I told
I feel like we've cut
everybody,
him deep with that comment before now. It's like you got to get one first. Like,
Yeah, you got to get a
be
personality
interesting.
first to lose
Innit?
one.
Be interesting for the podcast, thank you. Nah. I think mine would be, if I gave up, it would probably be either video games or planting. If I gave up planting or video games.
Planting?
Right? Yeah. Like you might call it plantain. But that,
Okay, yeah.
I thought you had an allotment, bro.
no, gardening. No, man. I ain't got a green thumb. Mine's black. No, not planting plants and stuff.
So
no, planting is in like the fruit. Yeah. I gave that up. Or video games. I'm a gamer. I leave like everywhere I go, my Switch is with me. Yeah. Right? I go home, I'm looking forward to playing like a couple of PlayStation games if I get the chance to sit in my house for more than a day or two.
It's hard though, innit, to find the time. I struggle now.
It's a nightmare with this job. That's why the Switch comes with me. So if I could do it when the Switch is with me, then cool. But some of the games that are only on PlayStation or Xbox.
That's why he was an hour late. He was fucking playing the Nintendo Switch outside. He's like, fucking.
Do you know what? I did a. I wasn't. Wait, was I? That's a good question. I had it with me. But I don't think I was playing it outside.
He had it on the steering wheel, just playing it.
Babe, I just have a number. I'm not even going to message it. It's not like that.
Is that your console of choice, or is it just a console of circumstance?
Sorry, I like that. Console of choice is it's more console of convenience. Yeah. I love it. I love Nintendo games because they're more games that are fun. They don't have to all be like super graphic up. But if you like play Super Mario Wonder, which came out recently, the detail and the content of that game, all the little things, the additional bits you can do, it will eat hours out of your life. Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, that game is huge, right? Are you laughing at me talking about video games?
It's just not the person I expected. I appreciate
like,
I don't know you very well.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm the other way around. Like, tell me more.
He's thinking, when I clean my MK47 or whatever, my M16 and my AK47, nah.
I tried Breath of the Wild. It was too big. Like,
it's huge.
I think that puts me off gaming now. Is like the time it takes. Like big games, I probably would, because during the pandemic, that's what I did. Yeah, I literally got back to like completing games. Red Dead Redemption 2.
That's a huge game to try and complete.
Into that. Yeah, I was a cowboy during the pandemic and I fucking loved it.
Yeah,
cried my eyes out at the end. I was crying.
It's dope.
It's so good.
I remember I've never played the second one because I've got such an addictive personality. I'm like Joe Rogan over here. I can't fucking. If I put anything on like that, I'll lose.
That's it.
A year.
I'm watching a TV series like start to end. Yeah,
mate, I completed Prison Break in a week and a half.
Wow.
80 episodes.
Wow. I think I did that with Breaking Bad actually. But
it's ridiculous. I was going to sleep at 4 a.m, waking up at 8:30 and putting it back on.
Yeah.
It's not normal.
But when you cram something like that, you forget what it, like the details.
You got to find ways to like maybe TV series. You got to find maybe short ones like a Stallone's.
I started watching Black Mirror because you said none of them are related.
So you haven't watched it all the way through yet?
No, I've watched about 15 episodes.
Okay, but there's like an interwoven universe, but they're not series based in terms of the chronologically watching an episode like 1 to 5 or whatever. As for games though, you find a game which is quick pick up, put down. Because Red Dead, you get so invested in the storyline. It's like God of War, Last of Us. The storyline is what hooks you.
Yeah, Last of Us is my favorite. I think
it's a great game. But if you get games, so I like, one of my favorite games growing up was Streets of Rage, and I got Streets of Rage.
The little side scroll.
Yeah, side scroll and beat 'em ups. Yeah, the game's not that long.
Lovely. I love it.
It's dope.
You've not had anyone like this on for so long.
Come on, that's what we're here for.
You blended anywhere.
Anywhere I go.
Was comic books. That's my identity, but I didn't want to look like a nerd.
No, you wouldn't do. I'd be all up for that. But yeah, no, you get like a side scroll and beat 'em up, or if you get a fighting game like MK any of the MK games or Street Fighter or whatever,
Yep.
you could pick it up, put it down. So you don't have to worry about the storyline as such. Yeah, there is a storyline because you're going through the characters, maybe enemies that you have to fight, and then maybe their arch enemy at the end. That's just how that goes. But at least you could pick it up, put it down, as opposed to trying to sink so many hours into them. It's just knowing what you can do and what you can't do when it comes to doing like going through a whole game storyline. Some games are Mario for me, you can pick up and you know each level is just going to be get to the end of the level.
Mario Odyssey was that for me. It's probably the most relaxed I've ever been.
Brilliant
playing
game.
a video
Brilliant
game.
game. I love 3D Mario games more than I do the 2D ones.
That's the only one I've ever played. Yeah,
Odyssey,
yeah. Because I got the Switch for my missus during again the pandemic. She was like, I want to play Animal Crossing, so I got it for her birthday, thinking, fucking Pokemon's on the way as well. Like I just got her that, and she just barely touched it. So I again during the pandemic I just smashed video games. So I played like Pokemon, I played Super Mario Odyssey, and then I tried Breath of the Wild.
It's huge.
But it was too. It's
huge, and it doesn't give you any directions on how to play it. You have to figure it out as you go along.
So I kind of gave up on that. It took too long to get into for me.
I pumped 95 hours into not Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, the second one.
Yeah.
When it came out in, I think it was June. I did like a cruise in July to work on, right? July and August.
We talked about this on the pod. Is that the one? We'll get to that in a minute. That's the fucking the crazy one.
I remember now. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Finish this first because I've like he's chocker here, so we need to carry this on.
The one that I did wasn't that one. It was a cruise I did before. That was like 2 weeks in July, 2 weeks in August. It was around the Mediterranean. That whole time I bought like 3-4 games thinking I'm going to play this, and I even brought my PlayStation with me so I could go to my room, play games, because you're only on stage maybe 3-4 times in the week.
Yeah.
The rest of the time's your time. You get off the ship, go and see different places. When you come back in the evening, I don't want to really socialize with everybody all the time if I'm going to see them all the time.
Yeah. Do you feel like you have to be on all the time?
No, I'm very comfortable with switching off. If you see me walking around and I'm quiet, I might have my headphones on, I might just be on the laptop working, or I might be on my Switch, or like doing something, reading a book or something. Just leave me to it, and I'm kind of okay with that. When people want to talk to you, they try to get you to go into on mode. I'm more than comfortable with going, hi, you're right. Yeah, I'm good. Keep my energy nice.
I'm playing Zelda.
There you go. Exactly that. But I pumped 95 hours into the game, and that was probably that and Street Fighter 6 were the only two games I played.
100, man.
What with that? I completed it.
I just walked around the village maybe for 5 more hours.
Yeah. But you can't. No, but all right. When I say completed it, there's so many side quests. You can't do the game in 100 hours. You have to take about 200-300 hours to do absolutely everything. And even then, it's one of those games that you can decide to just do more and more and more and more and more of your own thing.
That's why I struggle to commit to them, because I do like, especially like they're so expensive now. Yeah. You want to get your money's worth out of it. So like on PlayStation, there's the whole trophy system and the platinums. If I've paid for it, I want to try and get a platinum. But it's like, it's afterwards. I always go for it, and then afterwards I get it, and I think I've got everything I can out of this game. Yeah. But I can't shake the feeling that I should have been doing something else. It's like punishing yourself for relaxing. For enjoying yourself. I think I need to work on that.
There was a period of time before comedy, loved gaming, and that was my relaxation. Then you get into comedy and you start doing events, putting on your own shows, or just going and doing material that you got to write in open mics and stuff, and you tell yourself, I need to be doing more of that, which at times you do. And if you start gaming around that time, you tell yourself, this is bad because I should be doing something else. Then I started to put it down a bit. I still play, but not as much as I should, until I had the Switch, which meant I could take it with me and play anywhere I wanted whilst I'm doing shows. I go and do shows. You're laughing at all of this, and I
just think it's adorable. This is the start of a beautiful friendship. It's so sweet, man. It's class. I love it. I'm sad. Like we've never had a guest that has vibed with him this much.
Serious?
Yeah, we had El Burrito Monster on, who just talks about food, and they were sort of bonding over that. Okay. But like he makes it. I eat it. This is like episode like 96, and he's constantly like been insecure about liking comics and superheroes.
Yeah, I never get to.
We take the piss out of him and stuff.
Never.
It's adorable. I love this.
Never feel insecure. Bruv, do you remember when you were younger, you used to like comics, and everyone used to call you a geek, and now everybody is. Now everyone's part of their identity is Marvel and DC and who. Bruv, they can kiss my ass. I had a friend of mine recently.
It's true. I had a mate who would try and be like whenever I'd be winning an argument in like secondary school, he'd be like, yeah, but fucking you like Spider-Man. He wears Marvel t-shirts all the time.
There you go.
Takes his kids to fucking.
I have a friend of mine, right?
Primark as well, I bet.
Shout out to this is one of my good friends, Aurie. Aurie and me had a little like back and forth on Instagram in the DMs, because he put up something and in the stories, and I was like, hell no. I've been a Trekkie since I was 12.
Yeah.
Been to conventions, met every up until they started to do Star Trek Discovery and Star Trek Strange New Worlds. I've met every captain. We're talking Shatner, Picard.
Yeah, it's like 9.
Yeah, I've like Shatner's Kirk. I've met Picard. Patrick Stewart's Picard.
The new movies, Chris Pine.
I met Chris Pine. I did a film with Chris Pine.
Yeah,
I was like an extra in
really?
it. And then I played like one of his friends who died. Not Jack Reacher. It was
I think I know which one you're talking about.
What was it called? Jack Ryan.
Yeah,
that was it. Jack Ryan. Sorry, I was an extra in that, but then I played like
That's
one
where
of his
I know
soldiers.
you from.
Shut up. You never saw me that. You shut your mouth. You shut your mouth. I played like one of his war friends in like a photo that died. So we ought to do like all these pictures where there's me, him, and another person, and we're like posing like and so on. And then we've died, and that's what's kind of pushed him to want to be the guy that he is, kind of thing.
Got it.
Right. So if anything, thank you lot. You're welcome that I pushed Jack Ryan. My death in this movie that wasn't on screen. Was never on screen. It was just a photograph. Is what inspired Jack Ryan to do the stuff he does. Every captain. Basically, my guy's gone on social media. He now loves Strange New Worlds and he loves Star Trek Discovery. I've seen him put up a post and I messaged him saying, "You son of a bitch." He's like, "Why? What have I done?" Bruv, I love Star Trek and you lot used to bully me for loving Star Trek, going to conventions, like watching all. He's like, "Yeah, but the old series they were just boring." I'm like, "What?" The old series is what made these ones good, right? Yeah. The fact you're seeing all these these later on series is rehashing what you'd seen before. You have to thank the old series, yeah, but they were boring and it was just dead and da, da, da. And I'm sitting there shaking, you know, because the trauma of my past with this guy bullying me, right? I wanted to smack the Mario coins out of him. I was so angry because I'm sitting there like, "Yo, hey, what? There's no way that you're gonna sit here and tell me how the show's good." And then because I pay for like Paramount Plus to watch all of the stuff on there, yeah? He does all the bootlegging. So I'm sitting there thinking he's getting these also a day before me and then wants to post up, "Yeah, today's episode was sick," and then messaging me. Bootlegging. He's still supporting, but not at the same time. Yeah. The moral side of me is like, I pay for my subscription, so they get their little 2 penny per episode to get shown, whatever it is, and I'm sitting there pissed off with him because he's seen episodes before me and he doesn't even like that shit from the past. I got so angry with him.
You Nintendo switched on him, didn't you?
Look at him. I like what you did there. That was good. Well done. Come on, that was great. Well done. I'm going to show you something actually that you should. Do you still play your Switch?
Honestly, the Switch has gone untouched for a long time. I've been playing a bit of PlayStation 5 because it's like Spider-Man and stuff. But
there's these things you should get. I would do Spider-Man.
I'm just overwhelmed. People are showing interest.
I've only done an hour. I've only done an hour of Spider-Man 2.
I mean, the listeners turned off ages ago.
All the vagina dried up and no one cares. And,
That's my brand,
mate. And if you lose that,
that's your identity. Yeah.
No more dry pussy.
Hold on, look at this. So you remember, how your Switch has got the 2 controllers on the side.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Mate, I bought one of these recently.
Do you know that's partially the reason why I stopped playing it, because they're
what
not
is it
charging.
for the audio listeners?
So it's like, the Switch has 2 controllers either side of it.
Yeah, that you snap onto it.
This is like a big dock for the whole thing.
Yeah.
So it's like one big controller. Kind of like, it looks like a bit like a Game Boy Advance, but on steads.
Oh, I love the Game Boy Advance.
There you go.
I had the little tattoos on it and everything. Did you remember that?
So you're a geek as well.
Yeah.
See, I never tattooed my Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, but now it's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Oh, look at you. Oh, edgy, aren't we?
I've got Paramount Plus as well.
But it's just like a dock you put your Switch into, right?
Yeah.
You can get them for your phone as well, little controllers for your phone.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're so expensive.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
But yeah, so that, yeah. All right, what was it you wanted to ask about the cruise?
Yeah, can we talk about the cruise? Because I remember we talked about this on the episode already, because I just replied to one of your stories going, "Oh, that's a bit mad," and you sent me way too much information on these people's lives. It was like, "Oh, you think that's bad? Look at this photo." And just sent me this photo of this couple that were wearing not enough.
Okay.
All right,
Aurie had took, by the way. They just walked past him and he was like, "Yeah, big up yourself. Let me take a photo." I can see it. I can see it a mile off.
I did. I asked him, "Can I take a picture of you lot dressed like this?" Basically, it was recently I did a cruise.
It's horrible,
from Egypt to Dubai. 6 days at sea. So all of the entertainment's on the cruise rather than anything happening off. And they done all like their Halloween party. It was end of October over to beginning of November. So Halloween's on the cruise. They've told people, dress for Halloween, prepare for the Halloween party that we're going to have on the cruise. And there was this couple, right, that...
Can we slide the picture in if we blur their faces?
I don't know. Can you?
I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. Why not? I put it on my stories, innit? So why not?
Blur the faces.
He said his Instagram highlights if you want to see it.
No, I actually blurred their faces on the thing as well.
Got it.
Right? So there was this couple, right? I don't know if they're a married couple or just together or what, but they decided to dress up like two characters from the Garden of Eden. Yeah?
Okay.
Do you want to guess which of the two characters they dressed up as?
Well,
I've not seen it.
I'm guessing it's not Adam and Eve.
Okay.
So
is the Garden of Eden a show? What am I missing?
In the Bible.
The Bible,
right.
man.
Genesis. Come on. The beginning of the Bible.
Sorry, I'm Muslim.
Okay, fair dues.
I'm going to say the snake.
That's one.
And
so the snake was obviously representative of the devil.
Yeah.
Right? And Eve.
Okay.
The snake and Eve. That's who they dressed up as. Where is this picture?
If you go on our Instagram, you'll probably be.
I'll be in there as well.
Yeah.
How many did I send of you? No,
Of me?
not of you, but to you. All right, here we go.
It's got to be at least 3 or 4.
So it's 3 swipes right? So do your first swipe.
Okay.
Look at his reaction.
Okay.
You can zoom in if you want.
Yeah, that's the first thing I wanted to do was zoom in. Right,
There you
okay.
go. Second swipe.
Jesus Christ. If we blur the faces, we're not going to see the 666 on his forehead. So
Yeah.
I just feel like I need to highlight
I
that.
forget. So
God.
he dressed up basically like the devil, right? And she was Eve. So their theme was...
Oh my God. She's pretty much tats out.
Let me see that one.
She was. All she had... She was tats out. Tats? Is that what we call them? Tats.
We are now.
Tartars. All she had was like just leaf covering, right?
The apple on her head. The apple's on her head.
Is it? I didn't even notice the apple. Oh! I didn't even notice the apple.
Oh, that's so hanging. Oh my God.
Is she Eve or is she the tree?
Either one. Either one. I'm gonna say
my
Eve
God,
because
I
she
hate
had the
that
leaves
so
on the breast. But they dressed up. They walked around this cruise just like that. And they were absolutely comfortable, letting everyone take pictures. They loved their outfits and so on and so forth. Now, just for reference for anyone that's listening, these wow, so weird. These breasts had probably seen Dolly Parton live. These breasts have probably seen Prince live. These breasts had been here since Prohibition. These are some, but they were because she
She's
had
the original
done,
Eve.
There you go. She must be.
That.
They were up, and you could see all the surgical cuts because
Oh, fuck. For the work done.
yeah, exactly because
Oh
they were
my
just
goodness.
up, right? But she definitely was maybe in her 60s, and him as well, about 50s and 60s, definitely, right?
Yeah.
These two are walking around the cruise, taking pictures of everybody, saying hello to everyone. It was a wild cruise.
Yeah,
Everybody else's outfit did not match that. Everyone else, superhero, minions, Barbies, even the devil.
I thought you went on like what it was essentially like a swingers cruise.
No,
because you posted
no.
a clip the day after talking about like how mental they all were. It was on stage.
Yeah. No, I did.
So you were telling
yeah.
it to them. So I thought it was like I thought they were all like that, and you were just like a bit off more than I could chew.
No, that was TUI.
no.
That was Chewy. Look at TUI cruise.
If a TUI cruise, TUI have kids on their cruises. Now this one was Virgin. Virgin don't have kids on their cruises. 18 plus only. But they do.
Imagine.
They do.
Jess Glynn's playing. Jet 2.
Could you imagine?
Like it.
But they do theme cruises. Virgin do theme cruises. I don't know like what they call them. I know there's a comedian who's done a cruise. I don't know if it was a Virgin with someone else, but the cruise itself, the theme of it was called the Queer Cruise. So it was everybody that on the cruise identified as either being homosexual or queer or bisexual. So and it was a very swingers based cruise. So everybody was intermingling and all sorts, right? I can't remember if it's Virgin. I don't want to say it is because it might not be, but I know that was one of the themes of the cruises. Loads of them do them. They do like swingers cruises. They do all that kind of stuff on these cruises. Not like, I don't know if it's this brand, but loads of them have these themes. This one wasn't.
Send me the link.
I can do,
But imagine the boldness,
that.
though. The boldness to like get dressed like that at just a normal like.
I mean,
Imagine that. I like to. They thought everyone else was going to be wearing the same thing, and like you say, just
no. I think they knew. I think they knew.
Looking for upside down pineapples.
Yeah.
I think they knew that this was a thing. Like here, see, I'm looking at all the different cruises and the themes that they have. Yeah, see, they got Brand G Cruise, they've got Atlantis Events that do these cruises as well. There's loads of them, and they're particular themes. So you got some which are like LGBTQ plus cruises where it's just very inviting for the community, but then you'll have some that are that themed, but they also brand it as very kind of sex positive. So come here and do your thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I've heard stories from other comics that's had to perform at these cruises. Insane.
Why do I feel like the two of you next year are going to be on some like Pokemon riddled cruise? Like,
I'll be dressed as a Klingon with me tits out.
That would be dope. No, I wouldn't mind doing like a nerds cruise.
Being the act on it, and I'm just can I get a picture of you guys? You look fucked. I'm just like talking on a podcast 4 weeks later about it.
Dressed as a Pikachu with Pokeballs over me fucking nipples.
Fucking catch them.
I would do a nerds cruise. I really would do a nerds cruise. I really would. Mate, nah, but it was cruises are great to do comedy at. People always think, you're doing a cruise, you're at the end of your career. It's not necessarily the case. It was just a good opportunity to go do comedy, perform in front of a different audience.
See some places.
Mate, this year alone, I've been in, I think I'm on 37 different cities around the world. Not countries, but just cities. So it could be like Madrid and then also Barcelona, but it's still 2 different places outside the UK. I've done about 37 now this year alone.
That's boss.
So, mate,
well worth doing.
Oh, mate, the cruises and flying as well, to do gigs abroad and stuff.
Did I ever get a what? A +1?
A plus what? Do you know what?
I'd come back talking like him after a week. I'd get to
big up, bro.
Big up yourself, Liam.
Do you know what I'm doing? I can't even say it. I'm not allowed to announce it yet. Okay.
You can tell us, we'll bleep it.
You'll bleep this, yeah?
Yeah,
promise.
All right. Next year for...
Yeah.
You can unbleep now.
Yeah. We'll put a little spread negativity over your mouth as well.
There you go.
I'm just making more work for Aaron.
Sorry about that.
It's all good, don't worry.
I've been offered to perform over in... When my hands up like this is bleep.
Okay.
Know? I've been offered to perform over in...
Sick.
And it's a part of... So, when I said that, I told my mum. She's like, I'm coming. I said...
No.
You don't have to. No, you don't have to. No. And I don't mind it because it's my mum. I love my mum to bits. So she's gonna come with me to these places. But she instantly, when I tell her some of these places, instantly, +1, that's me. I'm like, what if I want to bring the missus? What if I want to bring one of the boys? Nah, I birthed you, so you owe me for this.
You came out of my fanny before you saw hers, all right? I'm coming.
There you go. Exactly that.
By the end of the trip, she's going to be fucking sick at Mario Kart, and she's
oh no, do you know what? I've been trying for years to get to play video games. She won't touch them.
Yeah.
Just I don't care about them, Aurie. You just do what you got to do. She said when I was younger she tried, but she never did.
Super quick. How long have we done?
An hour.
An hour.
Yeah,
I'm dying for a piss. Do you want to come back after a little break and then we'll do features and do 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah, the cameras tend to overheat after.
We've got merch. Finally, we've got merch.
We've been talking about doing this for ages and we've finally made it happen. We've got our own online store at spreadnegativitypod.com. We're selling t-shirts with logos. We're selling queefs. Whatever you want, we've got it.
We're selling queefs in a jar if you want one. We've got beanies, mugs, phone cases, loads of stuff like that, so check it out. But if you do order something, and I cannot stress this enough, order one size up. I'm a large to extra large in most things. I've got a 2XL in this. Liam, you'll notice, doesn't even have a hoodie yet because they're still making his out of a bed sheet, right? Proper nightmare stuff.
Check us out, spreadnegativitypod.com. If there's anything that you want and you don't see, let us know. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, we'll sort it out. And we will get better at these adverts as time goes on. Should we do some features and stuff? Real quick, can we get you to take the antlers off because we need a thumbnail and you will look like a knobhead in that.
Smile directly into the middle camera.
Want a good thumbnail? Okay.
He doesn't have to smile into it.
I'll do one. I want like a natural one where it looks like,
I'm going to slow zoom on you. I'm leaving this in the episode. I'm going to slow zoom just so that you smile.
All right. Watch this thumbnail. This is one where it looks like it's like a natural reaction to something, or do you want it to be to the camera?
Yeah. Oh, do your thing, man.
All right. It'll be like, okay. So imagine I'm facing you, right? Oh, what's the better wall? All right, watch this. The spread nigga. All right, it'll be here. Right,
it's only the cut out anyway. It's only going to be you.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Put you out.
Now to camera too.
He's looking at me and finding something funny.
Then
it's just
straight down the middle. That's the one. That's the one. And we'll fucking put an eggplant emoji right in front of the gob as well.
But then there you go.
We'll put a picture of that woman's tatas.
The apple from the garden.
Okay, so
there you go. You just do that, and then all of a sudden you've now got these like, oh my god, what was so shocking about the podcast?
YouTube psychology.
Right. So usually we ask listeners to send in submissions, the worst thing they've ever done, anything they want to get off the chest, like the most embarrassing moment of their life, that sort of thing. But they've not been sending them in. I've been sending them in all that often. So when we don't have anything off the listeners, we will react to like Reddit posts and stuff, things that we
that's cool.
Stuff. And this one caught our attention before. It says, "Am I the arsehole for asking my housemate to stop having house shaking sex at 2 a.m. on weeknights?" He threw a party without asking any of us housemates on a Sunday. Came home at 2 a.m. Monday morning from a music festival, then decided to have sex that shakes our entire house for 45 minutes when we all have work tomorrow. And when I say shakes, I mean we live in an old Queenslander where you feel everything. He almost knocked the star off the Christmas tree in the living room. It was so aggressive. What do I do?
I think that deserves a clap.
Like, she probably has it.
That's pretty good.
Thanks so much for watching.
That was good. Oh man, 45. I mean, that's impressive. 45 minutes of non-stop shaking is impressive.
Yeah, his cardio must be through the roof.
Yeah,
that's
man,
yeah.
And probably his strength training, because 45 minutes of whatever some of those positions might be, it's going to require some muscles.
Yeah.
I think that, I mean, this person's obviously having to put up with it. They're all on the etiquette side of things.
Yeah.
They're like, it's bad etiquette. As a man whose housemates are his mother and father-in-law, I say, I say, fuck everybody else in the house, and you make that fucking.
Have they heard you?
That Christmas tree. So they claim no.
Okay.
And they probably haven't because we don't have sex.
No,
that's not true.
Wait, how long
have
have you been married?
We've been married for over a year now. Yeah,
You're still active.
Yeah. No, we are. We are. That was a joke. We are.
Yeah,
they're in someone else's house. So.
But we are.
That
that definitely does play a part because you just got to switch up styles. So obviously, well, yeah. Oh, we have the.
Sorry.
Do you know what? One thing though that I want.
What's that line you have about call me daddy? What is it?
I do a bit about it on stage. Like you can't even put a shift on. Like how could I be like, call me daddy, call me daddy? There's every chance he's gonna come fucking barging
through the room.
You called?
Yes, son.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to work on that. We are currently trying to buy a house. Just,
good. Take the time.
Little,
Do we got to do, man?
brag. But yeah, no, I think fuck the neighbours.
Humble brag, he says, like he's not living in someone else's house right now.
You don't get to humble brag
the whole time of this podcast.
Nah, you don't get to humble brag.
Don't mean
someone
to
else's
flex on
spare room. Yeah.
Well,
I don't know, man.
That's outrageous.
I don't know.
Cost of living crisis.
How do you tell? You don't want to ruin someone's vibe, innit? Like, that's how you get down. That's how you get down. But
they pay rent. You pay rent. Everyone pays the same fucking rent.
This is what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
pay rent. And
Living it good, mate. I think with them, I guarantee if the people that are complaining was also having 45 minutes of house shaking sex, be no complaints.
Yeah.
Nobody would be, you'd have no problem with it. We're doing it, you're doing it, everyone's doing their thing. But that person that's complaining has gone to a forum to let everybody else know, I am not getting any. That's basically what you're showing me. So,
worse is Mrs. is laying next to him and she's fuming that she doesn't get railed like that.
Oh my, do you imagine how embarrassing that is?
Imagine you come in 5 minutes and then she's just hearing my man go absolutely insane.
Like that one from last week. That guy who's like, we reacted to one last week where a guy couldn't go 30 seconds without busting. So like, so she was frustrated. Like she can barely like touch him and he goes. So if you're next to someone like that and you're like, I put that fucking Christmas tree up myself, it's about to come fucking tumbling down. Yeah, it would get to
that guy who 30 seconds. Let me tell you this. I promise you, that guy is phenomenal at everything else that needs to be done. Housework, gardening, washing up, painting,
I thought you meant
decorating.
In the bedroom.
No. I'm talking. This guy is incredible at like decorating, cause like anything, structural damage to the house, he's there behind it. Because if someone goes at 30 seconds, that like she's sitting there questioning why she's there, and every day he gets up and shows exactly why she can't leave.
Yeah. That's like, why every time you go around to Aurie's house, the wallpaper's feeling off the wall. It's like houses, you know what I mean?
Or Christmas trees on the fucking floor.
Yeah, wardrobe's not built yet.
Or the other way around, where I was also the guy that built his own podcast studio by converting his garage, which means I got way too much time on my hands. That's not being spent on burning protein in other ways. How about that?
He's just sat in his fucking little podcast studio playing the Nintendo Switch. Like, I don't need no bitch pictures.
Yeah, that's me all the time.
Princess Peach is the only one for me.
Yeah.
Nah, that's wild.
I know it is.
30 seconds.
It's a big move, in it. But I was talking about the 45 minutes.
But yeah, that too, and that 40. Nah, you got to eat that.
Housemates,
You got to get some noise cancellation headphones. That's all it is. That's it. And maybe a bed, like a water bed, where when the house is shaking, it kind of compensates, so you don't really get to feel the shake. Other than that, you can't tell someone to pipe less. You can't say, all right, do me a favor. When you really feel like you're about to blow her back out, don't. You can't do that. Like, don't. Just slow it down a little bit. Pull it back, please, and just, hold it in. You can't do that. Can't do that. Nah.
Everything else, the parties and stuff, faux pas. But
yeah, you can't do that, man.
Yeah, it's so. I don't know how you do go up to him and just ask him like very quietly. But I didn't even, when I lived with one of my mates, I was like, he wasn't clean or anything, and I still just left that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? It's hard living with friends and stuff, but they might not even be friends. Sometimes people are in house shares and they don't really.
Well, he said he's a Queenslander, so they in the Australia maybe, or
I don't know what a Queenslander is, to be honest. Just imagine it's an old building.
Yeah,
all the fuck shaking.
What if is this a guy or a girl who said this?
I reckon it's a guy. Yeah.
Okay, what if like when we're thinking about the guy doing all the shaking and the damage? What if it's her?
Yeah.
What if he's literally just not doing that?
He's like that. He's a pillow
she's
princess.
The one. Yeah. And she's the one. Have you seen my superhero ex-girl?
Yeah, my super ex-girlfriend.
Super ex-girlfriend.
She throws a fucking great white shark from his front window.
Like when she's on top and the whole bed's going like that.
Yeah.
Like it could be that kind of thing. Oh, I can't say names. I did a tour. I'm not going to say the name. I did a comedy tour, and on this tour there was a comedian.
As opposed to the sex tours he's usually on.
No, those are cruises. If it's on the ocean, it's not a tour.
Yeah, the boat don't shake.
Yeah, or the boat helps. You know what I mean? No, I was doing a tour, and in the hotel rooms, they had like all of us basically on the same room because we all booked in one big booking, and one of the comedians had a girl, like a fan, in the room with him, and we would walk past to like go and get food or whatsoever, and there was one point where one of the other people that was on the tour walked past and then came to my room, knocked on my door, said, "Come and listen to this." I come out and I'm listening, and all I'm hearing is but it's him. So whatever she's doing, I'm hearing him in the background. And we all had to sit in the car the next day. We all come downstairs, check it out, right? He and this girl, who she's there with a little smirk on her face, right? And he's saying bye to her because we're in a totally different city. We all get in this car and we're driving back, and then one of the comedians, we're just sitting there chilling because it's like the next day. One of the comedians, as we're driving, goes, "Ooh!" Everybody burst out laughing.
Everyone else is probably thinking, how do we bring this up?
And rather than just say, "Bro, we heard you," it was, "Ooh,
Imagine you just like going, "What is it good for?" He's like, "Is that not what we're doing?"
I'll never forget that.
Did you ever find out the context?
I don't think I wanted to know. I don't think I wanted to know.
It's one thing hearing your mates have sex, but like hearing him get pegged is a different word. That's horrible.
It could be. Yeah, it was so funny. I'll never forget, because we were all outside laughing, like just holding our mouths, trying not to be heard. But we listened for about a minute, thinking there's got to be at some point where she makes a noise.
No, it's just them.
It was so funny. And I know if that was her making the noise, then that's even worse.
We've not done this for ages on the pod with a guest, but I feel like you've got stories. What's the worst thing you've ever done in your life? Maybe it's to you, maybe it's to somebody else. What's the worst thing you have ever done? Aurie Styla. The worst thing.
But this is the thing. I'm not that bad a person.
Yeah.
So the worst thing I've ever done. The worst. Everyone's got a worst thing, because on a scale of best to worst, even if worst isn't that bad.
Exactly.
The worst thing I've ever done. Oh my gosh. All right.
Showing us the photo of that woman.
No.
Forgetting to blur it.
Yeah. All right. This one comes to mind. I was so I grew up in the church. The church I was in, there was like a projector thing that you had where it had all the words and the songs that would come up, right? It was controlled by a computer, and I was a tech whiz. What they would let some of us do, like if we did different things like play music or whatsoever, or like learn how to do tech, is they would let us control different things. Yeah. I'm in the tech booth being the guy who's controlling the lyrics of the songs. That was kind of my task. And I'm in the booth with a couple of my friends as well. And when the church has stopped singing, we're all busting joking in that room. And we think the screen's off, and we're typing silly stuff that we know is going to go across on the screensaver on the actual screen itself. But we think that screen's off. I type in on there that one of my friends who was in the booth has, I remember the words, I won't say the friend's name, but has bare man around town. Not knowing the projector's still on. But the song, no one's singing the song. The pastor is at the front facing the audience. The audience is looking at the pastor, but then seeing these words going across the screen. One of the people had to run back into the room and say, "What are you lot doing?" and so on and so forth. And the screen was on, but the pastor had no idea what was going on. Because you're hearing like, and then people looking at the booth, but I didn't realize. I felt so bad, yeah? But then afterwards, we had to tell the pastor in the church what we were doing. So I went and told him, I apologized, and I never was able to work in that booth again, as you can imagine. That's probably the worst thing. Not because it was such a bad, but more so the cringiness of knowing that I did that.
I'm really sad that they weren't singing, because I just love the idea of them just being like, sing, like it's karaoke. It's like, sing Hosanna to the man about town. They just like, they don't even stutter at all. He's like, whoa, what the fuck?
Bare man about town.
I can't believe it, man.
That's so funny.
Like when I think about it, it's so cringe.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can still feel. I can see now that you're feeling that feeling.
Do you know what? Then. Sometimes I'll be driving or I'll be at the gym or something, and it pops to my mind, and I go, "Ooh," like that, because
it's about throwing your car in the central reservation.
There's been times I felt like just like literally like, God, I'm so sorry. Like I shouldn't have done that. It was so yeah, man. It was so bad. And in front of this auditorium, I thought the screen was off, but it was on, and you could see the words just going across the screen several times.
It could have been worse, you know.
It could have been like swear words or something like that as well. Yeah. That would have been crazy.
Did you get in trouble? Like, did your mum, like, what's your mum?
Yeah, my mum, they told my mum, and my mum definitely dealt with me afterwards. So yeah.
How old are you?
Battered you about town.
Nah. I was like
31.
13. Nah.
It's last week.
I was like 13.
Yeah, and how old are you now?
I'm 36.
Okay. So like technology and stuff at the time was kind of like,
it weren't like how it is now.
No, I'm 32, so I know exactly. Like we kind of like saw it coming in, that sort of thing, didn't we?
Yeah.
Now stuff like that must happen
all the time.
I was in John Lewis literally a couple of weekends ago with the family. Yeah. We were in John Lewis looking at air fryers, because that's what my fucking life is. And the Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah. Humble brag.
Yeah. Just like, you know, I mean, the contract's not gone through. It could all fall through. Like,
nah, it won't. It will not go through.
But the Bluetooth.
Oh, nothing is wood.
Nothing's wood. Me.
The area where all the Bluetooth speakers are, like genuinely like, and then a staff member running over to turn it off. But that was like,
all the time.
I never go like shopping like that, so that must be happening all the time. You're hanging out with your mates. You fucking
it's so boring.
It must have been that, you know, that noise that. Like you'll be
when
watching
you open
something.
a WhatsApp thing,
you open a WhatsApp, and it'll be like somebody, and then a guy turns around and said, "We got an important message to say," like that. Yeah, it might have been one of those kind of pranks.
Oh, do you know what I've just realised? He does like sound bites for the teaser, and he's gonna soundbite me just making sex noises into the mic with no fucking context.
I'm gonna splice in you looking at that woman's titties. She's like,
Do you want a soundbite, a real cool one?
Yeah, go on.
Right, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Spread Negativity. There you go.
Mate, he just did the fucking In a World voice.
Shut up. Do that again.
Wait, give me something to say. Like,
the laugh, the evil laugh. I want the evil laugh.
I could do more. Hold on. You don't know me, but I know you. I want to play a game. You've got 3 minutes to cross over from one side of the room to the other. On the way, there'll be some thumbtacks on the table. You must rub your nipples on those thumbtacks. I don't know what to say.
I wanted you to move the mic away so you weren't laughing into it.
It's recorded separately.
Yeah,
You can get that.
I was just fucking.
I'll give you one more, especially for you.
Go on.
All right. Here we go. Before time began, there was a podcast.
Optimus Prime.
We do not know who thinks they're capable of doing them, but one thing is positively known: spread negativity is number one.
He's just on fucking Optimus Prime, mate.
Like that.
He just did fucking Optimus Prime.
All I can do is King Julian from Madagascar. It's got to get going. That's all I've got.
Say it quick enough that no one can criticise it.
I do Idris Elba pretty well because I did that deep fake Neighbor Wars. Where
I saw that.
So I played Idris, and in that it was the Idris bit was good. Didn't know I could do his voice until I did the audition. And I did it, and it was really, really good. But then obviously that whole show riled up a lot of people.
Big questions, yeah.
Yeah, like where are we going with technology and AI and putting people's faces on and so on and so forth. Like, just one if you want. I don't know.
Yeah, do it.
What do you want me to say? I don't know.
I want you to say, I can't believe you made me wear those stupid fucking antlers for the whole episode.
Listen, right, I can't believe you made me wear all these stupid fucking antlers through the podcast because I'm Idris fucking Elba, right? I'm a DJ, actor, do a little bit of this and that.
DJ first.
I'm a DJ, I'm an actor, I'm a sex symbol, you know what I mean? Yeah, all right. So yeah, man, spread negativity, that's what you're listening to, all right? I'm Idris Elba.
But then put that on as the closing statement.
Fucking hell, man. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
If you're new to the podcast, you're watching because Aurie's on them, thank you, we appreciate it. And we do a section at the end called Off Your Chest, which, to be honest, as I say this now, this intro, I realise we've not done for fucking ages. So we don't always do a section at the end. But Aurie, have you got anything you want to get off your chest?
And things that need to change and we should stop doing that kind of stuff?
Whatever's upsetting you, whatever's doing your head in, whatever's annoying you, anything.
It can be profound, it can be stupid, it can be all of the above.
We just lost
it's only me.
It's only yours.
It's only my shot. I'm in that one.
The wide, but you still got the wide though, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It'll just be warm.
Something I want to get off my chest. All right, a bit more serious, but profound. Kind of. Anyone who's doing stuff like online, I think you're amazing. Create the content you want to create, but please make sure it's the content you want to create and not just the stuff you think is going to get you likes. Because when that happens and you create content and you get loads of likes for something you thought would be good but you didn't really want to do, people are going to keep wanting you to do that, and it's going to make you feel sick. Do what you want to do. You'll get 1 or 2 likes in the front, and you may get 2 or 3 likes later on, and then something you do might blow, and then everyone else goes back to all your old stuff. Just keep being yourself and stop forcing trying to be someone else because you want numbers and you want attention and you want likes. Just do what you enjoy, and I guarantee you'll get there wherever it is you want to be. It may take a little bit of time, but the more effort you put into just being yourself and putting out content you enjoy doing, the better it'll be in the future.
Yeah, and I do like fucking comic books and that.
Hey, yeah, stick to it.
Hey, what do you know? You're just a crowd work guy, right?
I just want to put this down, right? Shouts, even though you've teased him, and I didn't tease him, but I highlight what some people said. Hey, Matt Rife is a G, right?
Yeah. I don't like any comics that are taking the piss out of him because they'd kill to be in his
in his position. Man.
And 4 specials in a year is insane.
Is insane. So yeah, big up to Matt Rife. And do you know what? If the last special didn't hit the way you wanted it to, because it was like people picked it up the way they picked it up, it don't matter. It'll give it a couple of weeks, they'll forget. You can come out with something else banging
again.
They'll
hate somebody else next month.
And they'll hate someone else for doing something else that really and truly isn't as deep as people want to make it out to be. So yeah, honestly.
Let's hope it's us one day. We're big enough to be hated.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Do people hate you yet?
Not yet, I don't think.
We've had a couple of things like, have we?
No, not really. Just like standard.
Yeah,
nothing that cuts. Do you know what I mean? Nothing deep.
Yeah.
I had someone say after I did a clip about reggae and dancehall music, I had 2 comments that were wild. One said, went in my messages and said, "When I see you, I'm going to kill you for sleeping with my baby mother."
Yeah, sorry, man. I was really stressed.
I didn't respond, but my normal go-to response with something like that is, you have to clarify which person you're talking about, because I don't know. I just left it at that because it looked like it was like a fake page or a bot or something like that. So I just left that one. The other one, which is a real person, a guy came up to me he came onto my profile and went on my TikTok, and he literally put in the comments from one of the comedy sketches that I did, which was doing really well. He said, I wish I was at this show because I would have taken my bottle and smashed it across your face. And I responded by saying, I'm sorry you couldn't make it to the show.
It's always getting them coming back.
Ticket linking for the next one.
Always trying to sell tickets.
But if you are available for any of the ones in the future, these are the ones you can come to. I don't know if he's bought a ticket, but
definitely not
we'll
top
see.
secret though, because
oh no, that bottle will get smashed in my face.
Hey, and they'll be filmed.
It would be,
and you'll fucking blow up.
Have them going, oh, this is gonna get the algorithm popping.
He's going to each gig looking for the bottle.
Yeah.
Aurie, where can people find you, mate?
On my social media platforms at Aurie, AURIE, Styla, STYLA, all one word. And also on my website, auriestyla.co.uk, where you can see all of my tour dates are available for the Orator Tour, which kicks off in February. If you listen to this before February, there are some preview dates if you want to come out and see what the tour is going to be like. They'll be available to watch in December and in January, and they're all on my website. So auriestyla.co.uk. My YouTube channel is Aurie Styla TV, and you can watch my special Green on there. It's a really good special. It's absolutely free. Check that out, and hopefully that will make you want to see more of me and in my tour shows. That's
lovely stuff, man. Appreciate you coming on. For the people that are listening and all that good stuff, if you can like the episode, subscribe on YouTube, all that good stuff. Give us a 5-star rating anywhere.
Optimus Prime fucking said so.
Give us a 5-star rating anyway. It'll let you do it. All that good stuff.
All that good stuff.
As Optimus Prime, give us 3 things that you hate.
3 things I hate.
Just quick.
Number 1, I hate the Decepticons.
This has been your favourite episode ever, hasn't it?
You take requests.
Do you do share?
Number 2, I hate hypocrites that can't admit they're being hypocritical. Everyone does it, and so do you.
It's mad that a car has that issue.
The gravitas, yeah.
And number 3, after watching the last Transformers, I hate G.I. Joe. There you go. That's all I can think about.
Appreciate you, man. Thank
you,
so
man.
much.
Appreciate you.
Thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate you, mate.
Dope.